Welcome to the Bomb Life Podcast, where fitness, mindset, and real talk collide. This isn't just about workouts. It's about transforming your body, mind, and life. Get ready for unfiltered conversations, expert advice, and the motivation you need to level up in every way. Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Bomb Life Podcast. I'm Melissa Vogel, your host. This is crazy being on video like full time. I'm really excited about this. I told you we have a lot of exciting things happening and changing with the Bomb Life Podcast. If you are new to the show, welcome. I'm so excited that you are here. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back. As always, you guys, go back. Listen to as many episodes from the past as you can because it helps you get to know me, my purpose, my drive, my story, everything. And you guys, we have a ton of good sponsors and discount codes for you guys to use and utilize. So I don't want you to miss anything like that. And always check out the show notes. I feel like I always forget to say that about previous episodes. Go back. And if you want information, the links, the codes, everything are in the show notes. Can you believe that we're in May? Like, what's happening right now? How did this happen? We are in the middle of May. And I'm breaking like all podcast rules. I know you're not supposed to talk about date and times and all of that, you know, in your podcast, but whatever. We're in May, you guys. Here we are. And I want you to pause like just for a second. And I want you to really think about, you know, where are you at on your health and fitness journey? I know I say this all the time in my episodes. Like I get it, but seriously, have you stopped and thought about it? Because summer is right around the corner and May is insane. Like it's absolutely insane. And we have so many graduation parties and the weather's changing and there's ceremonies and recitals, like everything, right? Like everything is totally happening right now. And we can get very lost in that. And we don't want to get lost in that because the summer is nuts. More people gain weight over the summer months than they do over the holiday season. There, I said it for the very first time, like this season. You're going to hear me say that all summer. But it's true because we're exposed to more alcohol and party foods and like, oh, it's too nice. I can't go to the gym. Like, I don't have time. The kids are home. Like, there's so many things that play into that and whatever. We want to be proactive with this. So this is why I'm asking you, like in the middle of May, where are you at on this health and fitness journey? How do you want to show up for the summer? And what you do now can impact your May, your June, and your July. It's not over. It's not too late. It's never too late to start. And our guest today actually talks about that. He's incredible. This episode's going to light a fire under your ass. It is. If you truly listen to this and you listen to the message and everything that we're giving you, and we're being honest, you guys, we are being raw and real in this episode. If you're truly listening to this, you're going to see. You're going to feel it and you're going to be like, I need to do something. I need to take action. And what you do does make a difference. I'm in the middle of the Fit Body method right now. We're on week 3. And I'm telling you right now, we have a few people that are already down 6 pounds, 7 pounds. And they're just, they just started like 3 weeks ago. And this isn't through like fancy shakes and diets and like all of that crap. This is through them showing up, working on the mindset. This is them doing the work. Like all those things is getting them the results. And I say this all the time. I think it's from Tony Robbins. It's not Melissa Vogel. Progress equals motivation. The more progress you have, even if it's big or small, it's going to make you feel more motivated. So these people that are like losing and they're like, oh my God, this is happening. This is like, what's going on? This is happening. They're developing their own motivation and they're going to keep going with the support of us, you know, of course. But it's just proof for you that what you do now matters and change can happen. It absolutely can happen. But you have to take action. You have to dig into your why. Why do you even want this to happen? Because just showing up for July in like a hot bikini, like that's not it. It's not enough. It's not enough to keep you going. I'll never lie to you and tell you what it is. You need to figure out and go deeper why. 7 layers. And again, today's episode is going to get you thinking about this because we dive into it all. Today we have John Goldman on, and he is the founder and CEO of Rebel Health Alliance. And John built a new kind of a healthcare system. When doctors told John that he was fine and he felt anything but fine, he was tired, overworked, uninspired by the healthcare system that waits for people to get sick before doing anything about it. So true. He decided to build this new healthcare system, and it's one that's designed to make you stronger, sharper, more resilient, and the right mind in with the right body too. And this is why I loved my conversation with John, because it's not just about this. We talk about this today, the mindset, the change, the identity change and shifts that have to happen, and over a realistic amount of time too. John talks about how he's training for the Boston Marathon, and he uses himself as a guinea pig. And that's one of the reasons why I loved this, because he gets it, because he lives it. And it's like a 12-month process, and he's 6 months in right now to date when you guys listen to this, and he's got 6 more months to go. And he's like, yeah, the shiny and the new has worn off. So what is he relying on right now? What's getting him going right now? And that's the mental part of it. That's the shift, because how many of you have started something and then the shiny and the new wears off? Well, what keeps you going? It's the mindset shift. And we talk all about that today. We talk all about the healthcare system. We talk about the 7 pillars of longevity. Oh my God, wait till you hear John talk about that. The tests that you need to have done, the reality behind change and the mindset and like what really is going on. It's just data. We talk about collecting and supporting data that's going to help you feel motivated. All of it. It was just such a great, great episode. And this is one that you listen to twice. You don't just listen to this episode once, two times, maybe 3. And then you pass it on to someone that you care about. I'm like, hey, you need to listen to this episode. It's that good. So check out the show notes, you guys. If you are ready to create some change, check out the show notes, check out John, book a call. And if you don't want to book a call, send me an email. It's Melissa Vogel at gmail.com. I know getting on the phone sometimes it can be scary, right? You get on there and you're just like, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't want to talk to her. In the Fit Body Method, we have people that are mentors and coaches, and they're in there helping others. There's a point to this, and then we'll wrap it up and we'll get to the show. They're in there, and right now they're all sharing their story about how they got started. And they all started with a phone call. And they're all saying, my life changed the day I had that phone call with Melissa. Has there been ups and downs and trials and tributes? Absolutely. But they're like, that's when everything shifted and it changed when I did a phone call with her. That's the power of taking that first step and having a call. And I'm here to help you guys through that. All right, everyone. Enjoy the show. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Bomb Life podcast. Today we have John Goldman on. Welcome to the show, John.
Hey, it's awesome to be here, Melissa. Great to meet you.
You guys are already missing like really good content. John and I are best friends now.
Right away, instant.
It's already been decided that I'm another notch on his belt.
So you went there. You went there already.
We just hit record. I just go right there.
Wow. All right. I thought there might be like a tone shift from pre-show to now, but no, there definitely has not been.
There's no tone shift. Oh God. Yeah, no, I was asking him, I'm like, how many podcasts have you been on? And he like had to pause. It was a really, really long pause. I'm like, wow, that many, huh?
It's been a number.
Then he gave me the number. I was like,
And I'll tell you, none like this already 30 seconds in.
well, what can I say? And then, I mean, let's just be honest, then I took my shirt off.
And then she took her shirt off.
I just
Like she goes, this is going to be a hot one. Let me take off my clothes.
I wish it wasn't true. It is. I went from long sleeve. Like, now I got to wear a tank. I got to wear a tank. But I'm like, I'm already ready for the gym. Like after I'm done with you, I have like 2 more meetings and calls. And if I'm not dressed to go to the gym, John, like, and just ready to go, like it's not going to happen.
Hey, getting the clothes on is often what you need to do to kickstart that whole process.
Yeah. Like when I started, I literally had to like sometimes go to bed in booty shorts and a sports bra so I could wake up and like just go.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I've heard it said, and it's worked for me. I usually don't lack for motivation, but it has worked for me. If you feeling like you don't want to go, just put the clothes on first.
yeah. Yep.
And then, you've already taken step 1, and getting the ball moving is a huge part of it. So
Right.
now, officially, I have to work out as part of my job. And what a great thing that has been. And if I screw that up, I screw up the company. If I screw up the company, I screw up my
Right.
family. So that is the level of accountability systems that I needed. And then on top of it, I wanted to qualify for Boston Marathon this year. And so I've got, a pretty big Twitter audience I built over about a decade. So I announced publicly, 100,000 plus people. I announced publicly, I'm like, I am doing this thing called Project Unreasonable. I am going to qualify for Boston at age 50. Watch me do it. And so now I'm halfway through. That was 6 months ago. The race is in 6 months. I'm running 45 miles a week. I'm cross training like 7 hours a week. I'm on this like
Wow.
almost like precision diet, and it's in the middle. These are the doldrums. These are like it's been 6
Mhm.
months since I announced it, so, like, the excitement is kind of gone,
Right.
and the race is 6 months in the future, so the excitement for the race hasn't started building yet. So now I've because I've gone public and everyone's
Right.
asking me about it and I keep talking about it, talk about motivation.
Right, right. No, I love it. I can completely relate. Like, I am the face of my business and what I do. Like, my kids are always like, "What are you doing?" I go to the gym. "Oh," and I'm like, "This is my job, you
It's
guys." Like,
work, it's work. You wanna eat? I gotta go lift.
exactly. Like, exactly. "What do you think paid for that?" "My
Right?
squats." I do this with my clients. I keep, like, new people in with old people, or not old people, people that have been there for longer. I don't separate them or anything, and I make the people that have been there like, "Hey, maybe you could just take on this role or maybe mentor this person."
Well, I mean, and you can take that concept, apply it to your family and your community, and realize that you're in a position of leadership already. And the question is, are you going to rise to the challenge of that position of leadership? Are you going to give your kids the gift of health and wellness and fitness and nutritional, understanding and
Yep.
commitment and discipline, not by telling them what they need to do, but by showing them what they need to do?
Amen.
Excuse me. I taught my kids how to lift. I taught them the fundamental barbell lifts, squat, deadlift, press. I coached them through learning like Olympic lifting and demonstrated by example, living the life. And I got two D1 babies out of it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I just lifted with my daughter the other day, and my reel last night was I said something like, "Ladies, you are setting the standards for your daughters. Like, you are showing them what the norm is. And if you have sons, you're showing them what kind of man they need to be and what kind of woman they want to be with. It's all about the standards and what you role model."
And, I see that I've been on the baseball travel world tour. I've been on the crew and regatta, national traveling world tour. And I've also been on the volleyball travel world tour, right? I've been all over the country for all these sports. And what you say is exactly right. And the relationship between the parents' performance, their appearance, how they carry themselves, it definitely trickles down and is reflected in how the student athlete is
Yeah.
operating themselves as well. And that phenomenon that you described of the clearly undisciplined, out of shape person who is yelling at their kids to be more disciplined and in shape is something that gets, repeated a million times a weekend.
Yep.
And I just saw the worst thing on Twitter the other day. It was a video that a travel team's parents made where they got in a line and showed all of the alcoholic beverages they had brought to put in the cooler to drink during the game. And it was like 10 parents in a row. And, I got these like cut waters or whatever. And I got these, what are the seltzer water things? I can't remember
Mhm.
the name of those
I
anymore. And I
know.
got these beers, high noons, exactly right. And they were just so proud of the fact that they were just sitting there getting drunk while their kids are playing baseball. I'm like,
Ugh.
I know, horrid, absolutely horrid.
Ugh. And there's people listening right now going, "Oh god, that's me."
That's me. Mom, we know that Yeti is not filled with water
Right?
because the cackling gets worse by 4th inning every
Right?
time.
And you're embarrassing your kid. Yeah, and then on Monday, I'll get a message from her being like, "Oh my god, I'm so, like, out of shape, I'm done. What should I eat? Like, can you give me your diet plan?" Like, "Oh god. Oh god."
Wow.
Yeah. John, you're the founder and CEO of Rebel Health Alliance.
That's
Like,
right.
everything that I've read and seen about this company, I'm like, "Yeah, yes, this is my mojo." Because you guys aren't just like, "Here's your workouts, and we're gonna track it, and here's your supplements to take."
Nope.
You dive in. So, how did this start? Tell me how did Rebel Health Alliance, like, how was that born?
I have been a lifelong athlete, martial artist. I was telling you, I was a Muay Thai champion. I played a bunch of sports in school. did a bunch of yoga, did a bunch of CrossFit, and got into powerlifting, bodybuilding, but it all kind of faded in my mid 40s. 3 kids, the whole thing, and I was never like wildly out of shape. I never stopped going to the gym, but I did wake up feeling like shit in the
Mm,
morning, like every day. And I was about 45. I'm 50 now, and I thought, if this is my peak life, if this is my peak life, what is it gonna be in 10 years or in 20 years or in 30 years if I even make it that way? Because I really woke up and I was like, "Oh god, this is horrible. I feel terrible. I didn't sleep well. I just felt just bad." It was just like it was like an indescribable bad feeling, low energy,
mhm.
mental clarity was dulled, just unable to really perform at the level that I wanted to perform, as well as just feel good. And I had a friend, I think they called it like biohacking back then. I had this friend and I said, "Dude," I was like, "Dude, guys my age that say they feel great, they're lying, right? They're full of shit." Guys who are 45 were like, "Oh, I feel great. I feel better than ever. I feel better than I did in my 30s." They're totally full of shit. And he's like, "Actually, no, no. There are really people your age and older who not only feel great today, feel better than they did yesterday, and then tomorrow are going to feel even better." And
Mhm.
I was like, "Dude, if that is the case, then you need to tell me what to do here." So he introduced me to the world of functional medicine. He introduced me to the world of advanced diagnostic panels and like just going beyond what the broken healthcare system provides for people today. Because I had a primary care doctor
Right.
and he didn't care that I was like, I carry a lot of muscle, but I was still like BMI obese for sure. And he didn't care that my cholesterol was high and my sugars were screwed up and I had hyperlipidemia and hyperinsulinemia. He never even checked me for inflammation. I asked him to check my testosterone once and they told me, what would I even do with that information? And so he taught me, he's like, look, let's get this amazing blood work done on you. Let's do a DEXA scan. You ever heard of DEXA scan? I was like, nope. Like, okay, we're going to do a body composition analysis on you. We're particularly going to look for visceral fat content. What's visceral fat content? We should do a VO2 max test. What's that? Why? And I started learning. We did a DNA test. I had no idea you could even get your DNA tested to tell you like about like what exercise you should do or what diet you should be doing or when you should
Mhm.
go to sleep or what kind of skincare routine should you have. You can test your DNA for this. I had no idea. So he put me through all these diagnostics, and what came back was insane. I had like 5 pounds of visceral fat content. My C reactive, I know she just,
Shit.
Melissa just made this like crazy face. I know. I had C reactive protein inflammation scores of like 5 or 6, which is like off the charts. My cholesterols, all of them, standard LDL were high, HDL was low, and then the advanced ones like APOB was high and LP little a were high. I had fatty liver disease. I had no idea about this because we got an ultrasound on my fatty liver because my AST ALT was high from the blood work, which my doctor had noted, but was like, whatever, we'll keep an eye on it.
Right.
Keep an eye on it. And, I think the list is even longer than that. Oh, I have sleep apnea. Had no idea. And I had in my network on Twitter that I mentioned earlier, and so I reached out to like a bunch of doctors and trainers and coaches and dietitians and we put together this plan. I got on the plan. I did the plan. 6 months later, I was 12% body fat. C reactive protein was back under normal. Lipids had normalized. Sugars had normalized. I had fixed my sleep. I was literally feeling better than ever, better than yesterday. And tomorrow I knew I was going to be feeling better. And I thought to myself, look, if me at that time, 45, family of 3, married, professional guy, if I found value in this process that just took me like literally 6 or 8 months to go through,
Mhm.
I bet you there are other people like me who would appreciate telling them how to do what I just did, what I just learned over 9 months, how to do it right away, instantly. And so we threw up a email landing page, asked people if they were interested. We got 200 signups in the first day on the wait list. And from there, we just went around building this high performance healthcare, which has now evolved into a complete healthcare, health insurance replacement that is national, all 50 states. We've got 25 people. We've had 1,000 people come through. Like it's really been an amazing journey, and truly, I think we're just actually getting started.
That's crazy. 200 people in the first day. Like, people are hurting. Like, they listen to this, and I'm sure right when you start saying you're 45 and you're like, "Fuck, if this is it,"
This is
like,
it.
oh my god. And it doesn't have to be, and people just accept such mediocre, life after honestly, after, like, 35 even when things really start shifting.
Totally. I live in Washington, DC, and work and spend a lot of time in Arlington, Virginia. Consistently rated two of the, if not the top fittest places in America.
Mhm.
And yet, the what I call the casual obesity that surrounds us, when I mean that, I just mean like dudes in their 40s that are clearly carrying what they think is 20 extra pounds, but to a trained eye, is more like 50.
Yep.
Women who think they're just 5 pounds away from like being ready for the beach, but you really know it's like 30. And there's probably a whole host of things that are either being medicated, treated, or ignored by their current doctor, and that's just normal. It is
Mhm.
just normal. You go to the, travel sports thing and you look around and like, holy crap, right? And much less if you go to a professional sporting event or to Disney World or get on a cruise, God
Good lord.
forbid. Just the evidence is I know, God forbid. The evidence is all I mean, a cruise can be alright, it can be alright. The evidence is just all around you, and it's this lack of knowledge of, like, what it's doing to you. It's like, no, it's not okay for your long-term health for you to carry 30 to 50 extra pounds with you, and no, it's not too late, and yes, it really matters, and the scariest thing of all is that these things are transmitted to your children through your
Yes.
lifestyle and the things that you do. But even at conception, okay, the metabolic health of the mother and the father at conception, so your preconception health, not only has direct impact on your children you will have right then, but your children's children and then your great grandchildren as well. So 3 generations down are affected by
Wow.
your metabolic health at time of conception. So it's not just for your looks, it's not just for vanity, it's not just because you wanna look hot or feel comfortable at the pool in the summer or whatever. This is literally a genetic legacy that you are leaving your family tree. And we spoke, maybe it was pre-show, but we spoke about putting people in position of leadership to give them a sense of accountability, and I think people fail to really appreciate the duty they have as the leader that they already are. And
Yeah.
even if you are single, you are still a leader to somebody in your community or at work or your neighbor or your group of friends that are just screwing around, wasting your life. But if you are a family person, or if you are in any moderate position of leadership at work or in your community, people are already looking to you for an example.
Yeah.
And so you owe it to not only to yourself, because God, Melissa, how great do you feel every day? And it's amazing. You owe it to your children and the people around you to put yourself first so that you can be of better service to all of the people that depend on you.
Yep.
And people just aren't clocking on that. I don't know why.
No, no, and it's so sad because, like, once you get stuck into that life of, like, not doing anything, inactivity, putting on the weight, and it's just like, "Oh, my big weekend is watching fucking Netflix on Friday and not going to work on Saturday." That's, like, my big thing. When you get stuck into that, your mind shifts and your brain and the connections and the chemicals start to come down, and you get deeper and deeper into the hole to be able to get up and get out and move, and people just and then they want the quick fix.
Fix. If I just buy this, I'm scrolling my reels,
Yep,
which I do. I mean, but it's, because I'm a
we
social
all do.
media professional, it's part
Exactly.
of my job. It's part of my job. Dad, why are you on your phone? I'm
I'm
working.
working.
I'm working.
Get off yours. Are you working?
Right, exactly. Does money come out of your phone? No, it comes out of mine. You're scrolling your reels and you see the latest supplement. It's only $50, but if I take this one supplement, that's going to be the thing that changes it.
Yep.
I talk to people every single day. They come to us and sometimes they'll even just walk me on the Zoom call over to their medicine cabinet and like open up or in their kitchen and
Mhm.
be like, "Look at all these supplements I have." Like, well, which one's working for you? I don't know. I'm taking 20 of them, or I bought them all and I don't take any of them. None of them are really doing anything. And if you don't have the fundamentals covered, and we can get into peptides and advanced protocols and stuff too, because I know that's all a hot topic because it is
Mhm.
the next thing. People are like, oh, this might be my magic pill.
Right.
And of course, semaglutide, interzepatide, whatever, those actually are magic pills, but people aren't going to see the effects of taking a supplement or a peptide if they aren't already metabolically fit, if they don't
Right.
already have some muscle mass, if they're not already generally pretty lean, if their cardiorespiratory fitness isn't already dialed in. These tools, again, aside from the GLP-1 category, because those are absolutely insanely powerful, they're not gonna you're not even gonna notice.
Right.
You're not even gonna notice because they're about taking you from 95 percentile to 99 percentile. It's not about taking you from your casual obesity into a generally healthy state, and
Right.
that's just the big boulders that everybody has to do.
The mindset behind all of this as well and doing that work too, because that's another big thing that people don't see, that it's like, yeah, we can change this. Sure, you can take something. Sure, you can get a shot. Yes, you can even start doing like a 6-week boot camp and get results at the end. But like, if you're not shifting this, I'm always saying like, this person is going to fight to get back to who they were
Oh, yeah.
constantly.
We
Like,
have we have set points. We have
yes.
s If you lose, like, 40 or 50 pounds in the course of a year,
Hmm.
and you don't hold it for a year, 2 years, no one really knows how long it takes to reset that set point, but we know for sure that if you lose 50 pounds, it's not just, like, over. Like,
Right.
you have to hold that in order to get your body back into a normal state that understands that this is the new normal,
Right.
and have the whole system sort of remodel itself around the new normal. I'm personally dealing with it right now. I'm training to qualify for Boston Marathon this year. I'm running crazy mileage. I'm working out like crazy, and I'm trying to get down to a specific body weight
Hmm.
to maximize my performance.
Right.
Now I'm 6'4", I'm like 215, and I'm lean, six pack, whole thing, but I still need to lose like another 20 pounds. But my body does not wanna go any lower than we are now.
Yep.
And I meticulously track all of my exercise, all of my movement, all of my sleep, every gram of food that goes in my mouth, every drink that I drink, every calorie, and I meticulously consume it all, and I have a performance dietitian guiding me through all of this at Rebel Health, which is what we do, and I still have not been able to break through really that 210 barrier.
This Memorial Day, shop one of Avocado's biggest mattress sales of the year and fall in love with sleep again. At Avocado, better sleep starts with better materials. Our certified organic mattresses are crafted without compromise, using high-quality organic materials that bring comfort and support into perfect balance. No polyurethane foams, no shortcuts, just a cleaner, more natural sleep experience that your body will appreciate night after night. So you fall asleep more easily, stay asleep longer, and wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day ahead. That's sleep with purpose. This Memorial Day, discover what it means to truly sleep well. Upgrade and save up to 20% on our award-winning mattresses. Shop the Memorial Day sale now and get up to 20% off at avocadomattress.com or select retailers nationwide. Visit avocadomattress.com. That's avocadomattress.com.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, is sharing the message that connection is crucial because good relationships are an essential and sometimes overlooked component of mental well-being. If your relationships could use some strengthening, a licensed therapist from Talkspace can help. Therapy can help you communicate better with loved ones, repair conflicts, and understand how to address loneliness and build community. It's easy to sign up. Just go to Talkspace.com and you'll be paired with a therapist within 2 days. You'll meet with your therapist online on your schedule. Plus, Talkspace is in-network with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Make personal connections a priority and start today. If you're not covered by insurance, get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80.
At Great Wolf Lodge, there's adventure for the whole family. You and your pack can splash away in the indoor water park where it's always 84 degrees. There's a massive wave pool, a lazy river, and tons of water slides for your pack to enjoy together. And the fun doesn't stop there. Get ready to explore and play at adventure-packed attractions from Magi Quest, a live-action game that takes place throughout the lodge, to the Northern Lights Arcade. There's also a bunch of great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. And the best part? With 22 lodges across the country, you're always only a short drive away from adventure. So bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Book your stay today at greatwolf.com. and strengthen the pack.
Now going on 60 days. Except for this morning, I was 208. It was such a big deal. Whoa, it was amazing.
Yes.
So, the set points are there and they're real, and they can cause stalls if you're really cutting hard. And they can also just provide the springboard in a negative way to rebound back into the state that you were in. And if you haven't done all the fundamentals, like eat your protein and do your lifts and maintain your muscle mass as best as possible while you're cutting, odds are you lost a lot of muscle at the same time. So you're actually going to rubber band or, rebound back into a worse position than you were in the first place.
Yep.
And I don't think as a nation, with now something like 12% I saw of America on GLP-1s, are we prepared for what happens when they start coming off the drug? I don't think anybody really wants to be on the drugs for the rest of their lives. And you're going to come off. And if you haven't done the work, and if you haven't done it the right way, and if you haven't had a proper medical team tracking and helping you, and you've just been buying them from Hims or Row or some shady fucking online quote unquote telehealth clinic, you're probably setting yourself up for a disaster.
I know. I know. Let's talk about that. Let's go into that. What are your thoughts on peptides? We've had a lot of people recently come out, and it's always so funny when you hear like the negative parts about it. You research who's saying it, and they work for like Procter and Gamble or like
Right.
Johnson and Johnson. I'm like, oh, interesting. But what are your thoughts on it? What are your take on it? Have you heard anything scary? Like the biggest thing was like cancer. They make certain cancer cells multiply and they don't die off. And
Yeah. So I think the first thing, my history with peptides, I've been using and experimenting with peptides for more than 10 years. These are not brand new things.
no.
Right. And I come from the bodybuilding world where bodybuilders are generally 10 to 15 years ahead of the science. They're like 25 years ahead of general population. We've been using like CJC and ipamorelin and whatever, like forever. Second thing is that there's no therapeutic use that unifies all of these things that people are calling peptides. They can do a million different things. Technically, peptides are like X amount of amino acids in a chain. Okay,
Right.
sure. What does that mean for anybody? It doesn't mean anything. But you've got ones that can heal you. You've got ones that can reduce inflammation. You've got ones that can improve your skin and your collagen and your mitochondrial efficiency and your sleep and neurological function and control your hormones for eating and whatnot. So whenever somebody says, I want to try some peptides, that's just like first warning flag. Like you just, okay, you just heard the word and you're looking for the next thing that's going to be the magic pill. That being said, there are, I think, two groups that you can put these loosely classified as peptides into. One, you've got actual transformative super technologies that are clearly having a massive impact on people's lives. And that would be the GLP-1 and plus category, the semaglutide, tirzepatide, retatrutide categories. They are, without a doubt, the single most powerful weight loss tool that we've ever come up with. They absolutely work. They have some side effects. There are some problems to them. There are the wrong way to do them, the right way to do them, but they absolutely work and they're crazy powerful. And I strongly suggest not doing it on your own, not buying them from gray. There's no such thing as a gray market peptide, by the way. It's black market. It's black market.
Yeah.
If you're getting retatrutide today, it is an illegal theft of intellectual property of an unreleased product from Lilly. Now people can argue all kinds of things back and forth about the moral blah, blah, blah. But the truth is there's no such thing as gray. It's all black. Compounded pharmacies right now, same thing. The shortage has ended. If you're buying it from a compounded pharmacy, they're just doing things to tweak it in order to escape the law. And they have to keep tweaking it and keep changing it. And eventually the law is going to catch.
Yeah.
It's a total side rant. Sorry about that. Now, on the other side, then you've got things like BPC 157, you've got MOTS, you've got GHKCU, you've got Semilax, you've got all kinds of stuff. There are some of those in there which can be very powerful. There are some of those in there which have a lifetime of history and use that people know, studies that show that they actually work. BPC 157 is a really famous one. People are using it. I've tried it myself. There's actually no real studies done on that. The only real studies, quote unquote, real studies that have been done on BPC 157 are these European guys. I think they were Czech maybe, who were manufacturing the shit in the first place. And they did it all on rats and mice and whatever. And they've extrapolated from there.
Mhm.
I would suggest that in that second group, if you already are not 12% male or 18% female body fat, if you are already not capable of like going to the gym and doing a consistent resistance training protocol, if you are not already capable of like counting your calories and macros and knowing what you need to eat in order to get the maximum benefit, none of those peptides are going to have any impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some of the skin related ones, like the copper ones and stuff. Like I think some of those have some value, but you're just not going to see. It's just going to be money poured down the drain, unless we're again talking about GLP ones and whatnot. So I think that the market for peptides, quote unquote, is way overblown because I think most normal people's reaction to trying a peptide is going to be nothing fucking happens.
Right.
Because even if something did happen, it's going to be so small that you won't be able to tell because you can't already run 3 miles without killing yourself and you can't, squat your body weight or whatever as an absolute minimum standard, by the way. And so I would just strongly recommend if you're interested in, let's just call them new medical technologies, do it under the advice and guidance with a physician and try not to buy them gray market from China. Although I have a direct connect to Chinese factories in my WhatsApp where we've bought and tested this shit before ourselves. But get the fundamentals right first because they're not gonna really move the needle for you. No, everybody in Rebel Health gets a doctor that specializes in optimization, longevity, metabolic health. They get a certified strength conditioning coach with the CSCS certification, which is the gold
Nice.
standard.
Hmm.
They get a board certified performance dietitian, not just somebody that got like a nutrition certificate off the internet in a weekend. They get an epigenetic counselor and a clinical specialist. Everybody sees all the data. Everybody knows exactly where you are.
Oh, nice.
Everybody talks to each other. The doctor leads the whole program. We have a very clear clinical pathway that moves you through a 10 tiered longevity protocol, starting with metabolic health. Many people never get out of that phase because we're talking about getting your sugars in line and lipids in line and your muscle strength up and your cardiorespiratory fitness high. But
Hmm.
from there, we do cancer testing and whatnot before we move you into giving you peptides that may actually increase or at least be somewhat concerning around cancer. And we can talk about the data on that. Some of these peptides absolutely do angiogenesis, which is the creation of new blood vessels. It's not been clinically tied and shown and proven that they're going to feed cancer, but there is like a theoretical risk around it. And so if there's like a test that you can do that's going to show you if you've got any active cancer today before you start doing that, why not do that test first?
Yeah.
And so we're not going to be the place where you can just call us up and be like, yo, I want these
Right.
peptides. I want this testosterone. I want these hormones
Right.
and I want it all. No, no, maybe we'll get there. But first, we're going to test and screen and plan and then use the tools that make the most sense at the right time in your trajectory through this protocol and into becoming the best version of yourself possible.
And good for you. Like, we need more people and companies like this.
At Rebel, we don't sell any drugs. We don't have a supplement line. We don't sell any peptides. We don't sell any tests. We don't sell any labs. We don't mark up labs. We don't make you order labs on purpose just to make money. We are what we call a health fiduciary, which means we think we have a duty to you first and foremost and no one else. And it sets us apart because even your standard concierge longevity practice, even the fancy rooms and all the testing and the labs, I promise you, they make all their money on the back end selling you the
Yeah.
products that they recommend to you that you need. And you're like, you're my doctor. This room is really pretty and this test was really cool. And if you're telling me I need this product with your label on it and your brand name on it, then I must need it. I talk to people that come into our practice from other places that are taking 20 fucking things from their longevity doctor and their concierge doctor that have the brand of the doctor right on it. How do you not see the connection
I
here,
know.
folks?
I know.
Sorry if I'm offending anybody who's listening.
No, it's true. People need to hear this because I'm sure there are people who are like, oh God, that's me. Oh, that's
That's me.
me. They're talking to me right now. No, they need to know the truth about all of this. I mean, that's why I do this podcast. Like, it's nothing but the truth. that we're going to give you, and I love just providing people with just here, listen to this, take this resource, put it in your toolbox, take this, put it in your toolbox, and then see what works for you and gather all of your information from all over the place. What are the tests and diagnoses that people should actually be getting?
Well, we have access to 3,000 tests on the market, but we start with a very, very broad and deep blood panel.
Okay.
It's like twice as good as Function Health or Superpower or Inside Tracker of any of these services out there. Everybody gets that. Everybody gets a DNA test. We would like everybody to also do a DEXA scan, which is a full body composition analysis. It does
Mhm.
bone density, muscle mass, fat mass, subcutaneous, and visceral fat content.
Okay.
We want most people to do a VO2 max test, but if you're clearly obese and haven't been working out, there's really no point in doing that, because VO2 max is so important. The measure of your cardiorespiratory fitness, the higher we get that number, the lower your chance for all-cause mortality across the board. That's from
Right.
falling down, that's from disease, that's from cancer, it reduces your chances across the board. In fact, improving your cardiorespiratory fitness from poor to good is something like a 10 times benefit of quitting smoking. Like, it's that powerful. And so when people come to our doctors, and our doctors are like, okay, get with the conditioning coach to devise your cardiorespiratory training plan. I mean, people are coming to that, coming to us for
Mhm.
that. The accountability is something we were talking about earlier is, look, you're going to get to know these people. It's your same doctor, it's your same coach. You're going to meet with them regularly.
Mhm.
You're going to build a relationship with them. And when they say, okay, we're doing this, and you agree to do that, and then you put on the calendar a check-in in 2 weeks or in 4 weeks, you don't want to come to that check-in being like, oh, fuck, I didn't do it.
No, you don't.
Nope. And when you respect the other person that you've made this commitment to, then the accountability structure becomes much easier.
Mhm.
And if we don't hear from you, we'll reach out to you. We have a rotating schedule of everybody on your team reaching out and trying to reestablish contact if you faded. So the accountability, the coaching, the plan, the data, all of it is included. And instant messaging, direct access, group chats, direct messages, video conferences on demand. Like, we're there for you. We're your healthcare family is what people
Right.
within our program have called it. Look, if you're trapped inside the medical industrial complex, they have zero incentive to actually go the extra mile to
Yeah.
try to make you healthy. And in fact, your primary care doctor and other doctors benefit by return visits of you to their office, and all the follow-ups and whatever. They all bill for that and they all get paid for
Yeah.
that. On top of that, they're all restricted in what they can do, what they can prescribe, the tests that they can order by the insurance companies, which call all the shots. And so if your physician is in the system is working against the physician to be the physicians that they wanted to be when they went to medical school, for sure.
Like what?
Those doctors are trapped as well in the
Mhm.
system as well as the patients are. And then on top of that, the food environment that we live in, the state of abundance that we live in,
Oh my God.
just the everything that I used to say, if you go with the flow and the rising tide, you will drift out to sea of obesity, chronic disease, and a nasty early death. It's no longer sufficient to just live your life and
No.
be happy, be
Mm-mm.
healthy.
Nope.
Maybe 50 years ago and before, through having to walk places and do manual labor and be outside during the sunshine and eat locally produced food and wearing natural fibers and cotton and wool and whatever, then yes, you could just kind of go through your life and be healthy.
Not now.
Today, literally everything is working against you,
Yep.
including the food literally designed by scientists who become addictive and to make you fat and to make you sick. So thinking about all those forces working against you, you have to do something to counterbalance those forces. And it's not take another supplement. It's actually, you have to have a strategic plan.
Yeah.
You have to have a vision for your future of your health. Then you have to have day by day tactics and approaches and structures and systems to live by so that you can make, a half a percent point, 1% improvement every week, every month, and then have that compound over time and never stop is the
Right.
problem. The minute you let your foot off the gas, you start going back down the hill and crabs start pulling you back into the bucket, to mix
Mhm.
metaphors.
Mhm.
And it
I'm
works.
so glad that you have that you have the balls to even say that out loud because so many people tiptoe around that and they don't wanna say, like, "No, you can't let your foot off the gas. This is a forever thing. You have to keep going like this. You don't let up." Like, "Well, how do I get to this level and just, like, kinda maintain?" Like, no, your brain's already seeking a way to, like, make it easier.
Yeah, yeah. Maintenance is a lie in the sense that you think it's like, "Oh, I'll just stop in and get an oil change and
I
change
agree.
the tires every couple of years."
Yep.
No, maintenance is a vigorous and engaged,
Yes.
programmed plan of action that you do every single
Yeah,
day. And the only reason it's called maintenance, which is a terrible word for it,
it is.
but the only reason it's called maintenance is because it's the all the work you need to do to maintain the health that you have built.
Right.
It's not like magically you reach this destination and you've hit health and now you just focus on something else. The way that it becomes less of a focus, and you know this, Melissa, is by the fact that you have actually undergone an entire personal transformation and a
Amen.
health transformation and a lifestyle transformation so that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you think about is like, when am I working out today? Not if or where or even what. Like it's already programmed.
Yeah.
You know you're just going to do it. It becomes second nature. That is the part that I think people really struggle with because they are in their current condition. And so I think that dissonance is really tough because people can't project into the future and see their new self. But
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you though, and you know this, and I can feel it and live it every day. When you get to that new self, is you really don't want to go back. You really don't want to go back. And the maintenance part, it does become easier because your life, and don't be scared by this, people, if you haven't done it yet. Your life is different. You are different. It's like before you have kids. You think, "How am I gonna live my life and have
Right.
kids? Like, how am I gonna squeeze these kids into this life? I've got my brunches and my dinners out and my dancing in the clubs until 2 in the morning and all my vodka sodas. How am I going" well, probably not vodka sodas back then. That was something later that I learned. Um, "How am I going to fit all this into my life?" And then the kid comes and like everything changes, your mindset changes, your interests change, your habits change, your desires change. And having the kid is like the easiest thing. Of course, there are parts to it that are hard, but I've got three, so I know what I'm talking about. Having the kids the easiest thing because everything around you, your whole thing has changed, your whole mindset, everything has changed. That similar transformation happens when you hit your goal weight and you run your
Mhm.
race time and you look and feel your best you ever felt, and all your whole life is completely different, and it just becomes easy then because it's a new you.
Right. Yeah. People take their current person who they are and they try to put the worries they have now on that new person then.
Yeah,
I'm always like, "But that's not you then, and you won't even care about that.
won't
That
even care.
that won't even be a concern then. You can't
Nope.
take old you and new you and be like, 'How do we make this work?' Like, it's not the same.
It's not the same, and the way
Not the
that we
same."
get people to engage in the first step of the journey is they come to us on the calls and in our early consults and stuff, and they say things like, "I want to lose weight for the summer," or "I need to drop the amount of pounds," or whatever, or "I have to
Mhm.
get my blood pressure under control." Great.
Mhm.
Wait, sure. That is a metric that we're going to look at. But why? Why do you want that?
Yep.
"Oh, well, my doctor said before, or I've had family history and I might die or whatever." Nope. Deeper than that. Like, really though, why? "Oh, well, I wanna be able to spend more time with my kids," or "I wanna be able to go outside and roughhouse with my children or play catch with them or lead them on hikes," or "I always dreamed about riding my bike around Mont Blanc in Switzerland," or whatever it is. You have to dig deeper into the identity level motivations that people have, and a lot of times they don't know what those real
Right.
motivations are. You have to dig down into there and then surface them and then kind of put them through like a little meditation where you ask them to consider what life would be like if this were the case? Like,
Mhm.
what would your life be like if you were able to spend that time with your children or be there with your spouse
Yeah.
or be the guy that people look up to at work or have positive influence on the people who are around you or take that trip or play that golf or do whatever it is. And then they think, oh, wow, that would be really great. And you're like, just sit with that for a second. How would that feel? Oh, that would feel awesome. I'd be really proud of myself. Or my parents, my kids rather would be like, "Oh, mom is amazing. She's there for me. We get to do all this cool stuff, and I learned all these great things from my mom, and my mom is the best person in my life. She helped me learn how to be healthy and fit, and now look at me." All right, feel that, and
Yes.
then use that as the way to put your clothes on to go to the gym, as the way to open up that fucking MyFitnessPal and log the food. Use that as a way to not eat the shitty food, to not drink as much as you did before, to go to bed earlier than you used to pay attention and hold that as your motivating factor. And then things get a lot easier. You start
Yeah.
doing just do it for your kids, man. You go to work, you bust your ass. I mean, I probably wouldn't work as hard if I didn't have kids. I'd be
Oh,
totally
hell
content
no.
making half the money and doing half the work and whatever. You do so much for your kids as it is. Do this for them as well,
Yeah.
and they will really appreciate it. So that identity level shift is, I think, one of the things that stands in people's way, and then at the
Mhm.
same time can be the most motivating factor behind it.
Yeah. Oh my god. You gotta play this whole, like, just this whole episode just on repeat over again because everything you're saying, you guys listen to this, you don't listen to this episode just once. This is a multiple time listening episode and then send it to someone that you know. This is like one of them, but this is great. I need to know what your 7 pillars of longevity are before we go.
Yeah,
I'm really
and
curious 'cause
two
I've
two of two of them might surprise you.
okay, alright.
So, maybe not you, but maybe some people listening. One is get and stay lean. That's number one. Excess adiposity, the clinical term for being too fat, leads to all kinds of terrible shit. You gotta build muscle. You have to put a place for the food that you eat to go into your body. Also, if you want to move around, you need to have muscles, and we all lose muscle over time no matter
Yep.
what. So if you wanna be 65 and able to be spry and get around, you need to build the muscle in your 30s so that you have enough when you get there at 65. You need to move a lot. And for some people, that's going to be like, I got to start walking 2 miles a day. For other people, that's going to be 10,000 steps a day. For other people, that's going to be running 30 miles a week. The more you can move, there is almost literally no limit to the benefit that you can bring to yourself by moving more.
Mhm.
Okay. You gotta move more. You've got to eat the right foods. Everyone knows what the right foods are, even if you've deluded yourself into thinking that XYZ is okay. Whole foods, lean meats, the right fatty meats,
Yep.
good vegetables, good healthy carbs, good healthy fats, not a bunch of shit, and you know exactly what shit is, don't eat it. Sleep. You gotta sleep. I think we're up to 5 now. You gotta sleep. I took a genetic test that we have, and it told me that my optimal sleep window was from 8 to 10 and then 4 to 6. And I was like, that's bullshit. I'm a night owl. I always thought I was. I used to have to like take a sleeping pill to go to sleep and use an alarm clock to get up. Once I figured out that it was from 8 to 10 and 4 to 6, I forced myself to go to bed before 10 o'clock. And it only took a little bit, but now I am falling asleep at like 8:45, 9 o'clock, and I am up at 5 o'clock. No sleeping pills, no alarm clocks,
Wow.
like clockwork. It is where your body heals. It's where your body restores. It is where your brain repairs. It is where your growth happens. It's where your recovery is founded in. You got to sleep. You have to guard your sleep. It's so important. You have to protect it. So that's 5. The other 2 that people may not understand. 1, you have to build a community of people around you. Community
Yes.
is scientifically shown to make you happier, healthier, and wealthier. You must have
Yes.
community. Humans are communal animals. We thrive in groups, give and get, live together, succeed together, grow together, benefit accrue to people in communities. You make networking and connections. Everything is better when you're in a community. And the final one is you have to have some level of meaning in your life, whether that's a
Mhm.
spiritual meaning, whether it's you caring for your children, whether it's, running for president. I don't know what it is for you. It's your personal meaning, but you have to have meaning in your life. Viktor Frankl's, book, I can't remember the name, it's escaping me, but he was in the concentration camps and he discovered that if he had a purpose in the camp, then he could thrive in the
Right.
camp. meaning is going to drive so much for you. So those are the 5 physical ones, and then community and meaning on top of that.
I love it. Oh my god. I just wrote them all down, like, 'cause I know I'm like, I have to just write it as he's going, but you're right, you're absolutely right with every single one, and each one takes focus and concentration and support, and then you can use your community to support the other things, like, oh my god, John, this was incredible. I absolutely loved this conversation. I wanna have you on again. I think
Absolutely.
this would be great to just keep this conversation going. Where can people find you? How can they connect? We'll put everything in the show notes too, you guys. If you're driving and you're like, I don't have a pen, we'll put it in the show notes. Where can they find you? Where they can follow you? All of it.
Sure. My social media home base is on Twitter or on X
Okay.
at John Goldman. Very easy. Send me a DM there. Follow. I'm posting there constantly. Instagram at John Goldman __. Some John Goldman sneaky guy beat me to it. So at John Goldman __. And then the website is rebelhealthalliance.io, rebelhealthalliance.io. And you can sign up for a consultation through that website. But reach out to me on Twitter, make a personal connection. We've had 1,000 people come through our program. I met almost every single one of them before they came in. I love meeting new people. I love talking to people and helping them get set up on this journey. So please reach out and follow along. Hit me in the DMs, and I'll absolutely reply.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Put everything in the show notes, you guys. Reach out, take action. Like, listening to episodes like this, it lights a fire under your ass. If you feel good, and I always say, like, get your metal hot, strike. Like, don't be
Yes,
like, oh, that was so cool. I'll look him up next week. No, do it today when you get home.
do it today.
You're gonna have your phone on you in 10 seconds, so
Yeah, you are.
do it then. But John, this is great. I hope we can still connect and keep working together. And thank you so much for just coming on and saying the things that we really needed to hear.
My pleasure, Melissa. It's been fun getting to know you. I hope that we can continue to connect offline as well.
Yes, yes. Everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time. The Bottom Life podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The content shared here is not intended as medical, legal, or professional advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making any health, fitness, financial, or legal decisions. The opinions shared on this podcast are personal experiences and insight. So if you need expert guidance, go find the right professional for you. Thanks for listening.
A BetterHelp ad. Therapy isn't just for times of major challenge. It's a valuable tool for anyone wanting to improve their well-being. It can help you develop healthy coping skills, set boundaries, and support personal growth. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a fully licensed therapist right from your phone. No commuting, no waiting rooms. And you can switch therapists at any time. Sign up at BetterHelp.com and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com.